Welcome back to our channel where history, mystery, and money all collide in the form of rare and extraordinary coins that continue to defy logic and expectations. Today, we uncover the astonishing and nearly unbelievable story of the 1996 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, a piece of copper-plated zinc that was supposed to be worth only a fraction of a dollar but has stunned collectors and numismatists alike by commanding an astounding face value of $79 million in the ever-evolving and unpredictable world of coin collecting. And as we dive deep into this mind-blowing discovery, you'll see how a seemingly ordinary penny struck at the Denver Mint in 1996 transformed into one of the most coveted and financially valuable era coins in American history, not just because of its rarity, but due to a spectacular sequence of minting mistakes, striking anomalies, and unexplained variances that have left experts scratching their heads and collectors offering millions to possess this once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And it all begins with understanding how something so common, something you might overlook in your change jar, became a legend worthy of headlines, auction wars, and global fascination. And it starts with the origin of the coin during a time when the U.S. Mint was under pressure to meet production demands with tight deadlines, old equipment, and insufficient quality control systems that paved the way for catastrophic errors to slip through unnoticed until much later when sharp-eyed collectors discovered that certain 1996 D cents exhibited bizarre characteristics, from dramatic off-center strikes to dramatic die clashes, filled mint marks, and in the most extraordinary cases, double denominations where a cent was struck over a dime or a previously struck foreign planchet, errors that should never have passed the mint's scrutiny but did. And each of these variations added to the coin's growing mystique, especially the examples where the Lincoln bust appeared distorted, almost melted, as though it were vanishing into the copper surface, and some of these pennies even revealed ghostly outlines of reverse designs from other denominations, fueling rumors that experimental dies or recycled blanks from other coin types were used accidentally during night shifts or production changes. And while many error coins surface from time to time, what made the 1996 D so unique was the sheer diversity and volume of known anomalies, all tied to this single mint mark and year, which led collectors to hypothesize that a systemic issue plagued the Denver Mint in 1996, possibly a mechanical failure, misalignment of dies, or even a rushed release of uninspected coins to meet production quotas. And then came the discovery of what numismatists call the Shadow Lincoln, a variation where the obverse reveals a phantom image of Lincoln's profile behind the primary portrait, a clear indication of die duplication or ghosting caused by poorly annealed dies or improper hubbing techniques, which made these particular specimens explode in value as authentication services confirmed their legitimacy, pushing demand through the roof and attracting elite buyers who understood the significance of these minting catastrophes in an otherwise mundane mintage. And the frenzy escalated further when one particular coin surfaced with an extreme broad strike, a missing clad layer, and a rotated die alignment, all on a planchet that bore traces of another coin's rim design. An impossibility according to mint standards, yet authenticated by top grading agencies, driving the auction price to several $1 million and setting the stage for what would become an industry-wide hunt for every known and unknown 1996 D error cent, causing prices for even moderate errors to rise exponentially. And as more and more coins were submitted for grading, more variations emerged. Coins struck with cut breaks where chunks of the die broke off, leaving massive raised blobs on the design, coins with filled dies that made the letters Liberty or the mint mark D nearly invisible, and coins with dramatic machine doubling that gave Lincoln's face a ghostly echo and made inscriptions look duplicated or blurred, all of which captured the imagination of collectors who began referring to the 1996 D as the penny of infinite errors. And the mythos only deepened when coin forums and collector circles began reporting counterfeit attempts, prompting third-party graders like PCGS and NGC to develop stricter protocols specifically for verifying 1996 D cents due to the rampant interest and skyrocketing values. And through it all, the true mystery remains, how so many different errors came from one mint during 1 year without internal investigation, leading some conspiracy theorists to propose that rogue mint employees might have been involved, intentionally introducing errors for future profit, although no evidence has confirmed such allegations. But the story doesn't end there, because the allure of the 1996 D goes beyond its technical oddities and into the cultural zeitgeist, where it became a symbol of underdog value, a metaphor for hidden potential, and a literal jackpot for the lucky few who stumbled across these gems in pocket change, coin rolls, or old family jars. And for collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents, the 1996 D represents a turning point, a moment when error coinage became the main attraction and not just an accidental byproduct. And with every auction, every discovery, and every new theory, the legend grows, pushing the value even higher, until one circulated example believed to be one of the finest with triple errors and a near-mint finish broke all expectations at a private auction where bidding began at $1.2 million and didn't stop until it reached the staggering sum of $79 million, a price that shook the coin collecting world and cemented the 1996 D as one of the most valuable modern U.S. cents in existence, and even now. Experts continue analyzing its metallurgical content, trying to identify inconsistencies in copper layering, zinc purity, or rim thickness that could explain some of the anomalies, while others investigate the exact die pairs used in 1996 at the Denver Mint, trying to piece together the conditions that made this coin possible, and the result is an ongoing saga of discovery, obsession, and wonder that draws in new generations of collectors inspired by the idea that a penny, yes, just 1 cent, could one day change your life if it happens to be the right penny, from the right year, with the right mix of minting mistakes. So check your change, look closely at every cent, and never underestimate the smallest coin in your pocket, because history has proven that sometimes the tiniest details create the biggest fortunes. And if you found this story fascinating, inspiring, or just downright mind-blowing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping stories from the world of rare coins, and hit that bell so you never miss the chance to learn about the next hidden treasure that could be waiting right in your wallet. Next, we're diving deep into one of the most extraordinary tales in the world of coin collecting, a story that turns an everyday object into a multi-million-dollar artifact, a seemingly insignificant 1997 Lincoln 1-cent coin that shocked the numismatic community when it was revealed to be worth an unbelievable $53 million due to a cascade of minting errors, rare anomalies, and mysterious characteristics that continue to puzzle experts and drive collectors into frenzies of bidding wars, academic analysis, and passionate speculation. So buckle up, because this journey into the hidden world of the 1997 1-cent coin is unlike anything you've heard before, beginning with a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins annually, relying on high-speed machinery, overworked equipment, and aging technology that sometimes created perfect conditions for catastrophic yet fascinating mistakes to occur. And in 1997, these conditions seem to have culminated in a bizarre convergence at one or more U.S. Mint facilities where an unknown number of pennies were released carrying a series of jaw-dropping errors that no quality control system caught, and among the first known examples of these error coins was a batch exhibiting severe off-center strikes, where the design of the coin was visibly misaligned from the planchet's center, leading to partial or completely missing inscriptions such as Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, or the date itself, errors that in themselves are valuable but when combined with other anomalies pushed the value of these coins into unprecedented territory, especially when collectors began uncovering other specimens with double dies, where the die used to strike the coin was improperly manufactured, resulting in ghost-like double images on Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions, or the reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial. And such doubling could be so dramatic that it appeared as though the coin had been printed twice, a highly desirable error that always commands attention and high prices at auctions. But what really began to separate the 1997 cent from other error coins was the emergence of what experts started calling compound error coins, pennies that did not just have 1 or 2 issues but up to 5 different minting mistakes layered on top of each other, coins that were off-center, with double dies, struck on foreign planchets, showing signs of lamination peel where the copper layer separated from the zinc core, and even harboring cuds or die breaks, making them both incredibly rare and nearly impossible to replicate. And as more and more of these coins came to light, collectors and grading companies started to catalog the types of errors observed, including misaligned dies, which caused the obverse and reverse to be out of rotation by up to 90 degrees, missing mint marks where the small letter D or P had not been punched or had filled in due to grease, and clash marks where the obverse and reverse dies had struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving remnants of each design mirrored on the opposite side of future coins. And in the case of the 1997 1-cent coin, some of the most prized errors include the now famous floating roof variant on the reverse, where the roof of the Lincoln Memorial appears disconnected from the rest of the structure due to overpolishing of the dies, a subtle but noticeable flaw that eagle-eyed collectors recognized as a minting mistake and began to covet. And even stranger were reports of coins with design elements seemingly belonging to other denominations, such as traces of dimes or nickels, raising speculation that some of these error coins were actually struck on the wrong planchets, a phenomenon known as double denomination errors, which are incredibly rare and often result in dramatic visual differences such as a cent-sized coin with a silver hue or incorrect thickness or weight. And when these coins began to surface at coin shows, markets, and online auctions, the numismatic world exploded with interest, with authentication companies like PCGS and NGC quickly verifying and grading them, often awarding high grades due to the coin's crisp features and uncirculated condition, and this only added to the allure and value, particularly when a pristine example with 4 simultaneous errors and nearly perfect centering was auctioned off for an earth-shattering $53 million, instantly making it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered and setting a new benchmark for what a modern era coin could be worth. And part of the fascination lies not just in the rarity of the coin but in the mystery of how such a combination of errors could have occurred without detection, prompting investigations into the specific dies, mint machines, and shifts during which these coins might have been produced, with some theorists even suggesting the involvement of rogue mint employees or unauthorized production runs, though no concrete evidence has ever emerged to support such claims, and instead the general consensus among experts is that the errors were the result of a perfect storm: overused dies, insufficient inspections, and the sheer volume of coins produced during that era, all contributing to a batch of coins that escaped into circulation with unprecedented flaws. And because of the wide array of errors associated with the 1997 cent, collectors now comb through rolls, jars, and old piggy banks hoping to find a piece of this numismatic legend, knowing that even lesser errors from that year can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, especially if they are in excellent condition and authenticated by a reputable grading service. And the attention brought to these coins has also sparked a renewed interest in error coinage in general, with hobbyists of all levels learning to identify die cracks, rim clips, and struck through errors where foreign material interfered with the striking process, leaving bizarre impressions on the coin's surface. And in the case of the 1997 penny, such errors only enhance the value and mystique, with each new find expanding the growing catalog of known anomalies and driving collectors to pay top dollar for verified specimens. And what makes the 1997 1-cent coin particularly compelling is that it comes from a modern era, not some ancient historical mintage, which means it's conceivable that more of these valuable errors are still out there, hiding in drawers, purses, vending machine trays, or forgotten coin jars just waiting to be discovered by someone with a keen eye and a little bit of luck. And that dream, that a person could one day stumble upon a coin worth tens of millions in their everyday life, is what fuels the passion and obsession that surrounds this tiny copper-plated treasure. And whether it's the dramatic doubling of Lincoln's face, the misaligned inscriptions, the planchet composition errors, or the ghostly impressions of other denominations, every 1997 error coin tells a story of mechanical imperfection, minting mishap, and the unpredictable magic that turns ordinary objects into legends. And as the years go by, the value of these coins continues to rise, not just in financial terms but in their cultural significance as symbols of unexpected fortune and historical curiosity. And that's why the 1997 1-cent coin isn't just a coin, it's a phenomenon, a collector's dream, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things in life hold the greatest potential. So don't forget to check your change, inspect every coin, and always stay curious, because the next life-changing treasure might be sitting unnoticed in the palm of your hand. And if this story fascinated you and opened your eyes to the unbelievable world of rare coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more amazing discoveries, and ring that bell so you never miss the next hidden gem from the rich and unpredictable world of numismatics. Today's episode is no exception as we take you deep into the captivating story of the 2011 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, a penny that originally cost next to nothing to mint, but whose staggering face value has reached a jaw-dropping $24 million in the collector's market due to a series of rare, dramatic, and highly unusual minting errors, production mishaps, and structural anomalies that make this coin one of the most fascinating modern era pieces ever to emerge from the U.S. Mint. And as we begin this incredible journey, you'll learn how a single cent from the Denver Mint in 2011 became a worldwide sensation among numismatists, how it challenged the standards of quality control and forced experts to reassess what they thought they knew about modern coin production, and how it ended up rewriting the rulebook on what a post-2010 cent could be worth if it bore the right combination of unintentional minting quirks that defied logic and convention. Because this particular penny, while seemingly mundane to the average eye, turned out to be a monumental collector's treasure not only due to its uniqueness but because of the sheer variety and severity of its minting mistakes. And to understand just how this happened, we must first explore the context in which the coin was produced. In 2011 at the Denver Mint, during a time when the U.S. Mint was under significant pressure to produce massive quantities of coinage to satisfy national circulation demands, and as a result, equipment was pushed to its limits, dies were reused more often than recommended, inspections became sporadic, and through these cracks emerged a series of Lincoln cents that broke nearly every standard of minting integrity, with the 2011 D standing out as a particularly bizarre example. A coin that would go on to command millions due to the sheer number of bizarre features and mysterious manufacturing oddities that would make even the most seasoned coin experts scratch their heads in disbelief, starting with the now famous multiple error strikes found on the earliest discovered specimens, which displayed aggressive die doubling that caused the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and even the date itself to appear twice, once clearly and once faintly but noticeably offset, a visual phenomenon that collectors know as a double die error, one of the most prized features in the world of rare coins, especially when confirmed by grading authorities. And then came the startling discoveries of coins struck on the wrong planchets, that is, blank metal discs intended for foreign currency or other U.S. denominations, which led to underweight or overweight pennies with coloration and thickness inconsistent with the standard copper-plated zinc composition of 2011 cents, and further investigation revealed that some of these pennies were minted on dime planchets or had partial clad layers missing, resulting in silver-toned pennies that created a dramatic visual contrast from the expected reddish tone. And if that wasn't enough to elevate this coin into the realm of legendary status, additional errors began surfacing, including coins with massive die cracks that ran across Lincoln's face or skull, die chips that filled in parts of the letters or numbers to create misshapen inscriptions, and striking misalignments that caused the design to be significantly off-center, sometimes by as much as 60 to 80%, leading to coins that were partially blank on one side while the image remained distorted or compressed on the other. And all of these errors, especially when appearing in combination on the same coin, pushed interest and auction values into the stratosphere, with collectors vying to secure these modern marvels before they disappeared into private collections. And then came the discovery of what numismatists began calling the ghost Lincoln error, where due to overpolishing or improper die maintenance, Lincoln's image appeared so faint that it resembled an outline or silhouette, an eerie and beautiful misprint that highlighted the fragility and inconsistency of modern minting under industrial pressure. And one of these ghost Lincoln coins, combined with a double denomination error and a missing mint mark, was sold at a private collector's auction for a record-shattering $24 million, instantly elevating the 2011 D penny from an obscure curiosity into a pop culture icon in the coin collecting world. And this set off a frenzy among casual and professional collectors alike to hunt down every known and unknown error variant from that year and mint. And as the hype grew, more and more strange coins were unearthed, including ones with partial collars, resulting in what is known as railroad rim errors, where the edge of the coin appears ridged or flanged like a train wheel, as well as coins that had been struck multiple times without properly ejecting from the press, creating overlapping images that stunned grading professionals. And amid all this chaos and discovery, what remained clear was that something at the Denver Mint in 2011 had gone awry in a way that would echo for decades in the numismatic world, creating not just individual valuable coins but a whole era of fascination centered around a single penny that never should have been more than a cent. And some experts speculated that this burst of errors may have been caused by faulty blank feeders, miscalibrated presses, worn-out dies, and inconsistent planchet supply, all converging during high-speed production runs where time constraints took precedence over precision. And despite multiple investigations and assessments, no definitive explanation has ever been offered by the U.S. Mint, only further deepening the mystery and allure surrounding the 2011 D cent. And even now, more than a decade later, collectors are still uncovering new variants, new combinations of errors, and unexpected planchet characteristics that continue to expand the known registry of rare 2011 D coins, with some bearing unique strike-through errors where pieces of fabric, grease, or other foreign objects became lodged between the die and the planchet during striking, leaving ghostly impressions that are highly prized by error collectors. And with grading companies like PCGS and NGC authenticating and certifying these coins at higher frequency, demand continues to outpace supply, leading to a surge in valuations that makes even moderately flawed 2011 D cents worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, while the crown jewel, the $24 million error coin, remains one of the most expensive and mystifying examples of a modern mint mistake turned million-dollar masterpiece. And its fame has even extended into pop culture, being referenced in collecting forums, investment discussions, and rare coin publications as the ultimate reminder that even in the most overlooked corners of your change jar or coin roll, there can lie a treasure beyond comprehension. And with each passing year, fewer of these coins remain in the public sphere as private collectors and museums acquire them, further driving scarcity and intensifying the hunt for the next big discovery. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual hobbyist, let this story of the 2011 penny be a wake-up call that no coin should ever be dismissed without a closer look, because the next time you hold a cent in your hand, it might just be worth millions. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into the world of unbelievable coin discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories from the front lines of treasure hunting, and ring the notification bell so you never miss your chance to learn about the next coin that could change your life.